Welcome to a brand new episode of The Healing Canvas, where we delve into the incredible intersection of creativity, psychology, and healing. I'm your host, Alex Green. Today, we're investigating a captivating question. How does art become a form of therapy? Now, when most people think about therapy, images of a softly lit room with a therapist and a client engaged in deep conversation often come to mind. But picture this. Instead of just discussing feelings, what if we painted them, sculpted them, or drew them into existence? Sounds fascinating, right? The field of art therapy has emerged from a powerful recognition, the understanding that visual symbols can convey meanings and emotions that words often struggle to express. Judith Aaron Rubin, a pioneering figure in this field, identified art therapy as a synergistic discipline, where the artistic and therapeutic components function as equal partners in the healing process. Think about this. From the earliest days of human existence, we have created visual representations of our inner experiences. Cave paintings dating back tens of thousands of years evoke the instinct to externalize emotions through imagery. This fundamental human urge is central to what art therapy is all about. It taps into that age-old desire to express ourselves visually. But let's clarify. Art therapy isn't just about creating aesthetically pleasing artwork. It's about the journey of creation itself, becoming a transformative experience. Laurie Wilson, a respected art therapist and psychoanalyst, highlights the role of symbolization, using one thing to represent another, at the heart of therapeutic work that utilizes visual symbols. So when someone draws their family, makes an abstract representation of their emotions, or sculpts from clay, they're not just making art, they're performing a deep act of translation. They're converting their internal experiences into an external form, and that's where the magic begins. Now, here's where it gets really intriguing. Once these internal emotions come alive outside of us, whether through paper, clay, or collage, they transform into something we can observe, reflect on, and ultimately change. It's kind of like taking control of the narrative of our own lives through artistic expression. Mala Batensky, a significant figure in phenomenological art therapy, taught us that truly looking at our artwork without judgment can lead to profound insights. It's not about the therapist interpreting what you've created, it's about you uncovering the meanings when you genuinely gaze upon your creations. Let's delve a little deeper into the role of the therapist in all of this. In art therapy, the relationship between the therapist and the client has shifted towards an egalitarian perspective. Shirley Riley, reflecting on modern practices, emphasizes that we've moved from being the experts who diagnose based on artwork to becoming collaborators, exploring meaning alongside our clients. This represents a postmodern shift in therapy, which respects the client's understanding as the ultimate truth. And one of the most beautiful aspects of art therapy is its connection to play. No, I don't mean play in the sense of frivolity or distraction. I'm referring to play in the psychological context articulated by notable psychoanalyst Donald Winnicott. He maintained that healthy development and effective therapy happen in what he called the play space, that creative realm between our inner reality and the external world. Winnicott once said, "It is in playing, and only in playing, that the individual child or adult is able to be creative, and it is only in being creative that the individual discovers the self." Art therapy creates exactly this kind of play space. When we unleash our creativity through paintbrushes, colors, or clay, we enter a state where the intellect steps aside, time becomes fluid, and our unconscious can freely express itself. Now let's turn our gaze toward the contemporary healthcare landscape. Where does art therapy fit? Remarkably, it's becoming omnipresent. Initially, art therapy found its brunt in psychiatric environments during the mid-20th century, but its reach has expanded dramatically since then. Today, art therapists can be found in hospitals aiding medical patients, schools assisting children with developmental hurdles, community centers supporting trauma survivors, care facilities working with individuals facing dementia, and even in private practices guiding clients through various life transitions. Interestingly, many art therapists are reconnecting with their roots, venturing back to the studio and community. You might hear them talk about creating art hives, community art spaces, where people engage in artistic expression together, beyond just clinical settings. This reflects a growing awareness that creative expression isn't solely for the sick or troubled. It's a fundamental human need, a pathway to overall wellness for everyone. It's remarkable how art can bridge this gap, uniting people through shared creative experiences. So, what's the ultimate takeaway from today's discussion? Art therapy, at its core, embodies a deep respect for our human capacity to symbolize, create, and heal. It acknowledges that we are not only beings who communicate through words, but we are also image making beings. When we recognize and honor this creative potential, when we carve out space for visual expression alongside verbal communication, we unlock new avenues for understanding ourselves and transforming our lives. Whether you're someone who might benefit from art therapy, a healthcare professional intrigued by expressive therapies, or simply someone interested in the myriad ways we heal, I hope today's conversation has gifted you a fresh perspective on the healing power embedded within the creative process. Thank you for tuning into this enlightening journey on the healing canvas. Until next time, keep creating, keep expressing, and continue discovering yourself through every image you conjure.